from our students that have been here before. They would just love to let you know a little bit more about how important it is to get educated if you want to do and get involved into the trading business, because trading is a very big failure rate. And I know a lot of you are seeing what's happening after COVID and seeing the big volatility that we've been having, that you feel like, you know what, maybe, it's time for a change of a career. Maybe some of you are retired and say, you know what, now I got to manage my own account. Well, this is the opportunity that you need to do, but you got to do it right. Okay. Listen, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody is doing it, but it's also having a lot of people that are failing. And that's it. No, Henry, due to compliance, we don't share comments. We could see what you're saying. I'll ask, and I'll be able to answer for you. Okay, Henry? And that goes for everybody else. Now, regarding about what we're going to be talking about today, I'm going to cover the KISS method. Keep it super simple. And with that, I'm going to show you basically how to trade today's volatile markets. Now, for some of you, what you're about to see today, it's going to be quite disturbing, because you're going to see things that are shockingly, that you've been making things more complicated than what it really is. But I'm going to try to keep it simple, which is our KISS method. Now, before we get started, just a quick little risk disclosure. Just please keep in mind, there's no guarantees, there's no warranties. We're not making any recommendations, any of that stuff. And you can lose everything that you trade in the market. So be very, very careful. And CTU doesn't want to be kept assumed or liable for anything that you've done. So just want to kind of let everybody know that. So what we're going to cover is this. We're going to talk about how we scan the stock market. We're going to talk about how to compete with the big boys, the big money in the market, the institutions, the high frequency trades, the dark pools, all that stuff. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to develop a consistent trading plan and utilizing it as a business. You have to understand, this is not Vegas, okay? You can't think you're going to come in here or Sunday football and bet out there. We don't gamble here. Okay, this is a job. It's a business. You have to treat it that way, because you're going to want to do this. You're going to be doing this for the rest of your life. And if you're not doing it, eventually you will do it. Now, just to let you know a little bit about myself before we get into the fun part of trading. I've been doing this for over 25 years. Now, some people look at me like, wow, you've been in business that long? Yes, we're one of the very few longest running educational schools in the industry. I love what I do. I love teaching people. I love changing their lives. And most people ask me, if you're such a great trader, why do you teach? I'm going to answer that in the next few moments. But I've been a regular guest at NASDAQ. I was on all the financial stations, everything. And because the big thing is, a lot of people are trading. You're getting into the market. If it's cryptocurrency, if it's options, if it's futures, you got to know exactly how to play the game properly. Now, over the years, I did write a book, How to Beat Market Makers in Their Own Game. You can buy it on Amazon. Fast read, great read. But, so if you want to know a little bit more about trading, it's a great book. You can definitely want to read it. Now, how I got started is this. I was actually 22 years old. I just broke 50 this year. So I'm in that new bracket. And basically, I live here in New York. I was trained by some of the best traders in the world. Now, where I live in my neighborhood, I got some of the biggest traders in my town that live here. You've seen them on TV. A lot of them work for some of the biggest brokerage firms in the world there. And let me tell you, what I've learned being friends with them is that trading really hasn't changed. It's the same thing. It's all about following the money. You want to know where the institutions are. You want to know where the Goldman Sachs, the Merrill Lynch's, the Shearsons. What made things just easier, what we're today than where I was 25 years ago, is that back then you had to work in a trading office. You had to pay a desk fee. You had to pay several $1,000s to get certain technology, where today you pay a fraction of that. Now you can do everything online. I mean, you see the New York Stock Exchange. There's nobody even there anymore. Pretty soon you're going to be taking, you're going to have weddings and bar mitzvahs there, the way it works. So everything is more electronic. Now, how I became a great trader, well, my parents are first generation Italian, and and my parents always taught me that if you want to be good at what you do, you have to surround yourself that people that are very good at it. Listen, you guys have the advice too. You probably tell your kids, you hang out with troublemakers, you end up being a troublemaker. It just builds up in your culture. You end up hanging out with a thief, you learn how to be a thief because you don't know any better. You want to make a lot of money, you hang out with people that have a lot of money, and that's where you go. So I like trading. I like money. I wanted to be successful, and over the years, I became very, very good at it. And I started my own family. And not only that, I have two families, my trading family and my everyday family. And been married for almost 23 years now. I think part of my great relationship is because, I was able to have a job where I could spend more time with my family. I could travel with them. I could just show up to trading. If I want to trade, I trade. If I don't, I don't. Because this is not a full-time job. That's really what it comes down to it. Now, let's begin. Because I know now you want to know what's going on. Now you know a little bit about me, okay? I want to get to know a little bit about you, all right? I'm going to do a poll question really quick right here. We're going to have some fun. Can everybody just tell me, what kind of trader are you? Are you a stock trader, options, futures, Forex, okay? Just want to kind of get to know a little bit of everyone here. All right, I'm going to share the poll. I don't think I need to wait too much longer for you guys to figure this out. So I'm going to end the poll right here. And it looks like a lot of you are stock traders. We got a couple. Second is options, got futures. I got to add cryptocurrency on there, but actually now I think about it. Now, I'm a stock trader. Why I'm a stock trader? Why do I preferably over options and futures and Forex? I don't know. Maybe I'm biased living here in New York, but honestly, when you watch TV, what do they talk about every day? They talk about the stock market, okay? They don't talk about futures. Very rarely they talk about options. They're actually talking more about cryptocurrency than options and futures. And if you're an options trader, let me just remind everybody, options are great, but how do you know what option to trade if you don't even know what the stock is doing? You want to be a good options trader? You better learn how to stock trade first because it's just that much harder. And for everybody else, listen, if you're not making money within 60 to 90 days tops, no matter how much you love that industry, you're better off find another instructor or try a different market, okay? Because it doesn't take that long to figure it out. And if it does, it's not for you. Now, I want to talk about what the main strategy, what we're going to learn today. So we're going to talk a lot about following the money. Keep it super simple, okay? Now, does anybody here use indicators? Brian, we're going to talk about level 4 in about another several slides, okay? Anybody here use indicators? Which indicators do you use? Okay. MACDs, all right. ATRs, VWAPs, Bob, okay. Anybody else? Volume, profits, wow, okay. ATRs, okay, well, you know what? RSIs, Arnold. How many indicators do you guys think that are out there? Take a guess. How many indicators? Everybody should be able to answer that question. Just take a dumb guess. Hundreds, thousands, Mark is saying. Okay? Thousands. Way too many. So, like, when you look at this and you're like, well, what indicator you want to use? Do you know who invented indicators? Mathematicians. All right? Do you want to learn from a mathematician or do you want to learn from a trader? The problem with indicators, they're all right. The other problem is they're laggers. Now, do you want to be a lagger or do you want to be a leader? Because we don't teach you the past, we're going to teach you the future. Now, that sounds awesome, right? I mean, think about this for a second. How much smarter and better trading decisions you would make if I was able to tell you where, I don't know, maybe 70% of where the buyers and sellers are? I mean, you could be a phenomenal RSI trader, or a candlestick guy, or 200 moving average guy. You know what? I would rather find out where Goldman Sachs is, where is Blackstone is, where are those big traders? That's what's going to help you out. So which is the right indicator to use? Follow the money. Sounds easy enough, right? Well, it actually is. Remember what I told you. Keep it super simple. All right, let's look at this really quick right here. All right, so is this stock going up or down? Let me just do a quick poll. Dumb question. I want a dumb answer. Up or down? Isn't it easy to do polls because it makes it easier to write? Karen, just put it in the on the poll question you see on the right. All right, let's go out there and share it. So think about it. 98% of you said the stock's going to go up. All right. Did you need an indicator to tell you that? Can everybody answer that question? Yes or no? Did you need an indicator? Exactly, David. Exactly. No. But for some crazy reason, everybody wants to learn the 1,000 indicators out there and go from there. So you could see how keep it super simple is so much easier than adding all this crazy stuff indicators. What I want to focus on and what I teach you right now is something called Iceberg Orders. Okay, now what is an iceberg? Well, here's a picture of an iceberg, and you'll notice you got this beautiful little mountain up on top, and you got this really big mountain on the bottom, underwater. Now, I guess we're all familiar with what happened with the movie Titanic, the whole story about it, sad story. All those beautiful people died. Well, you know what? They were more concerned about the beauty of this ship other than, worried about killing people in there if the ship ever went down. And sure enough, what ended up happening? They didn't have the proper radar. They didn't see the iceberg, and they hit it. And the thing they thought they missed, but didn't realize it's not. Oh yeah, we missed it, all right. But it's what was on the bottom that got them. So what we're going to look for, what I'm going to teach you is we need to find those iceberg orders, because by knowing where those iceberg orders are, we're going to know how to get ourselves around. And those iceberg orders are the big block buyers and sellers out there. So here's an example of what we're kind of looking at. We're going to watch orders getting filled. We're going to watch volume bars. We're going to see how orders come from no place. And that's going to help you have that game plan, where to get in and where to get out, because it's those big volume bars and seeing those volume bars that are going to help you have that game plan to understand the movement of the stock. So, do institutions hide many of their orders, their big orders, their biggest orders? Of course they do. Obviously, yes. All right. So why would they hide their orders? Because they don't want you to see what they're doing. Could you imagine me letting you know if I'm on the bid and offer? All right, think about it. Well, not me personally, because I can't move these things, but Goldman Sachs, Merrill Lynch. So they need a place where to hide them orders. Now, there are these things that are called ECNs, electronic communication networks. I'm going to talk a little bit about those, but those are what allow us to put bids and orders out there, and we cover that at the end of today's presentation. I'm going to invite all of you guys to come to my trading room tomorrow morning. You're going to see it all live, okay? So don't go anywhere. The problem is most people don't know where to look, and that's what I'm going to show you. So let me start off with this. Does anybody here have level 2 quotes? Anybody have level 2 quotes? Just another quick yes or no. Will, you don't even know what it is. Okay. All right, we got a couple of no's. So let me explain what it is. A lot of you probably have it, and you look at it, and you don't want to watch it because it's basically just too much. It probably moves too fast, and the light's moving pretty quickly. But basically, what it is this: you got your buyers, you got your sellers. You got 3 columns: 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. The first column is a 4-letter abbreviation of an exchange like NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, EDX, or a brokerage firm. The second column is telling you the price that he wants to buy it for, and the third column is telling you how many shares that are trading at that exchange. Now, whoever wants to buy the stock for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. So what you're looking at, this is almost similar to like an options. You know, you could see the contracts and everything else. The problem with this is this. It doesn't show you all the orders. And also, it's free. Free. And you know what free is worth? Nothing. By the way, if anybody gives you anything for free, run away because there's got to be a catch, right? So level 2 is really outdated. It's been outdated since the 90s, honestly. So the thing is, what we're about to see here is going to lead to what I'm going to show you next, which is what we're here all excited to watch. So let me just clear this out and let's change our slide. All right. Now, the next question is this. Do you have level 3 quotes? Just give me a yes or no. I'm going to do a poll. All right. So as you guys are filling that out, okay. Wow, there's a lot of you don't have it here. Okay. So this is going to be fun. All right. So like I said earlier, what you're about to see right now is going to be quite disturbing because I want you to be very, very focused. So please turn your TV off. Stop talking on your chat room. Stop playing with your dog or eating. Listen carefully because what I'm about to show you is going to let you see why and you want to get trained by CTU. And guess what? I am going to show you this live, you know, in the real market conditions. Okay. And I'll tell you at the end of the presentation how we're going to do that. Now, level 3 is something called a ECN, Electronic Communication Network. Now, I helped develop these ECNs back in the early 90s. And that's, you could read that in my book. I'm not here to kind of teach you history. Now, what you have right here is this. You got the buyers and you got sellers. And just like before, 1, 2, 3, you got 3 columns. Column 1 is how many orders are out there. Column 2 is how many shares that are looking to be bought. And the third column is telling you at what price. Everything there is being aggregated. Okay, so that's you're aggregating all these orders that make up this. Okay, whoever wants to buy the stock for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. The same exact thing as level 2, but the problem between level 2 and level 3 is level 2 is not showing you all the orders out there. This is actually showing you almost 100 times more data than what level 2 shows you. Think about it. On level 2, let me just reiterate so you guys can understand this because it's very important. Level 2 is only showing you this guy, and that's only one exchange. So, but you're not seeing this guy for 26,000, this person for 10,000, this person for 25,000. That's the disadvantage between level 2 and level 3. You're not seeing all the orders out there. Now, remember what I just said earlier. How do stocks go up and go down? Supply and demand, buyers and sellers. You need to know where the buyers and sellers are. These buyers and sellers are what we call iceberg orders. Now, tip for new traders, okay? Always scan and look for tight spreads, okay? So whenever you trade a stock, listen, there's a lot of stocks that are moving, but not every single stock is what we call tradable, all right? So just keep that in mind. We're going to learn that when you guys come into my trading room, because we're going to show you how to scan and try to find these stocks. And you've seen like Peloton and all these big runners like today, BT, Save, you know, SAV, what is that? The airline just got bought out. Bitcoin, the Trump stock, you know, DWAC, you know, Fun, you know, all these crazy stocks. But your question is, you're trying to figure out, like, why they go up and go down? Well, we're going to talk about that right now. We're looking at a chart, and you can see how this stock, now follow my little dot. This stock went from $6.50, came all the way down to a price of $5.88. Hit it, went up, hit it, and then it finally went up and went all the way back to $6.70. Now, the thing is this. Being a good trader, you got to have a game plan. You want to know, you always want to buy it where other people are buying it. You always want to sell it where other people are selling it. Well, how can you see that? Well, when you look right here on level 2, you'll notice that there are buyers at every single price level. But there was a very substantial buyer of 52,000 shares at $5.88. And that is what we call, you guessed it, a demand. That buyer is what equals support. And that support made that stock go from $5.88 up to $6.70. Here's an example of stock hitting resistance levels. Stock went up, stopped exactly at $5.90, and for some reason, from $5.90, didn't like to go any higher and came all the way back down below $5.20. Why did it stop at $5.90? Well, if you look over here on the sell side, a lot of sellers at every price, but there was a big substantial seller of 53,000 shares. And by the way, there were 21 different orders around the world that made that 53,000 shares that brought that stock down. Think about it. You think a 200 share seller is going to push the stock down, 1,000 shares, a 900 share, or the 53,000? And hell, there was another 10,000 just above him. So you're talking about 63,000. Okay. Are you trading 63,000 shares of a $5 stock? I don't think so. Okay. So if you can't beat them, join them. Let's get another example. Let's look. At the end of the day, does that seem complicated? Did I lose anybody yet? Yes or no? Did I lose anybody? How do you know when these trades are enough when it's really a big company? We're going to get to that, Will. Okay? Just follow along. All right. Let's go over a couple of more examples. We're looking at a stock, INO. Okay? Let me end this poll and share the results on that. Let me stop sharing. All right. Is this stock going up or going down? What do you think? Up or down? Yeah, stock's going down, right? Not that complicated. Going down. All right. So what is going to make this stock stopping from going lower? What do we need for it to stop going down? Oh, Steve, we don't need a MACD. Janet, we don't need an RSI. Karen, we don't need a Fibonacci. No, you just said it right there. You need buyers. So guess what? Let's go on level 3 and look what we got here. Let's go on NASDAQ Book Viewer. And you notice that there's a buyer at 173,000. Okay. 800, 500. Wow. 219,000 shares are looking to be bought. And there are 73 different orders around the entire world at a price of $12.60. So in theory, what do you think is going to happen when we get close to $12.60? Is the stock going to go up or is it going to go down? What do you think? Do you think? Steve, Mark? Yeah, probably going to go up, right? And sure enough, there you go. Stock goes down, hits that price of $12.60 and shots right up to $13.80. All right? Was that hard to figure out? Now, by the way, not to jump ahead, but when you all exit out today, we're going to play a video of me at the NASDAQ Center because NASDAQ before COVID, I was a regular guest at the actual exchange doing presentations on NASDAQ Total View. And the only reason why I was there is they called me up. They says, Fausto, we need you to come down. We want you to talk to our audience because everybody wants to hear about this company, why their company's better, this and that. At the end of the day, you got to forget about those companies do. You got to learn how to trade. You know, I could sit there and I'll use a metaphor. Okay. I know most of us drive here. I could tell you why this car is the greatest car in the world, right? Little do I know, you don't even know how to drive. Shouldn't you know how to drive and then you'll understand why this car is better than that car? This is teaching you how to drive the car. This is the exchange. These are the orders. And this is what you see, which is basically, the data that's available for you to see that's out there. Now, let's do something else. I found this stock BLU. Find the iceberg order. Well, right there. Easy enough. 5.15. Without looking at a chart, without looking at an indicator, without looking at any of that crap, what do you think is going to happen when we get to 5.15? Is the stock going to go up or going to go down? Did the indicator tell you that? Bob, right. Down. Robert, down, 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 down. All right. Well, let's go check out the orders. What happened to this stock? It went all the way up, and let me tell you, that was a beautiful trend. And guess what? As soon as it got to 5.15, came straight back down to 4.70. Do you ever feel like sometimes you're trading and you buy the stock, and as soon as you buy it, the thing goes down. As soon as you sell it, it goes up. And you're like wondering, are these people watching me? And, and the bottom line is, listen, Will says all the time, yes, my trading blind, Mark. You know what the problem is? They're not watching you. You're not watching them. That's your issue. Now, are they watching you? Yes. Depending if you have an online broker and you're doing payment for order flow trades, and that's another topic in its own, yes. But at the end of the day, you're just not watching them. And think about how many smarter and better trading decisions that if you were able to buy a stock at $4.50 and sell it at $5, let's say, about 20 minutes later, make 50 cents. 50 cents, which you probably don't think is a lot of money, but on 1,000 shares, on a $4,500 investment, you make $500. You do that every day, that's a $100,000 a year salary. Don't tell me you don't want that job. Don't tell me you don't want that job. And you know what? You're done for the day. Now, how can you tell if these icebergs got broken through? Some people said, oh, what about fake orders? How do you know they don't cancel them? All that stuff. Well, the thing you have to understand is that sellers can get executed. Somebody might want to buy it from them. Now, we use something that is called time and sales. For some of you don't know, time and sales are the confirmation from an exchange of a transaction was taking place. Got to remember, listen, I see big iceberg orders get broken all the time. I saw a shitload of them today get broken on Peloton. Peloton had a great run up today. What did Peloton do today? Let me bring it up. Peloton, there we go. Yeah, Peloton. Look at Peloton today. At 9:30, the thing went from $30 all the way to almost $40. I mean, you do the math. 30 to 40? That's a $10 move, And it kept breaking. Broke. I mean, the stock was awesome. So how do we know this stock's getting broken? By time and sales. Now, time and sales, like I said, are the confirmation from an exchange. Now, if people are buying it from the ask, which are the sellers, you'll see green. If you see buyers on the bid get executed, you'll get reds. So green means it's going up. Reds means the stock's going down. Now, let's look at the resistance levels on FSEL. We had this big iceberg order here at 52. All right. Now, when you look at FSEL right here, you'll notice here that the seller got executed. That's the seller right there at 690. See that? You see how it hit it, came back down, hit it, came down, and hit it. And right after about 10:30 for about an hour, it finally broke it and it ran from 690 all the way to 750. But remember what you said. You probably remember I just said, you're like, well, Fausto, it was a big seller. Yeah, but look over here in time and sales. Look at all the green, 2,000, 2,800, 1,000, 1,000, 6,000, 5,400. The person on the offer was getting executed. There was a demand. And once that demand got filled, guess what? That made the stock run up. That's right, Ralph. That's called tape reading. I'm an actual tape reader. Okay. So we're reading the tape. We're watching the transactions taking place. And by knowing where those transactions taking place, that's what drives the stock up. Now, let's look at this example right here. Where is support level? Looking at Rite Aid. Okay. You got an 89,000 share buyer right here, which is a huge buyer. And there's 55 different orders out there. So in theory, that is definitely a support level, right? Well, guess what? Broke 15, went all the way down to 1450. It was hovering there for about an hour. Look at the time in sales. Red. 2,000, 2,500, 3,300, 3,800, 10,000, 1,000, 4,500. That big buyer, somebody sold it to him. So it looks like everybody wanted to get out. And that's why the stock went down. Here, I'll bring up another example. Everyone saw what's happening with Facebook. Facebook with their earnings, stock went from 300 all the way down to 250, right? Some of you probably thought, oh, this got to be a screaming buy, right? I mean, my God, with Facebook, Facebook, right? Now look at it. It's breaking lower lows. It's at 290. It's still going lower. And you know how many buyers were out there? Just like some people were covering shorts, it could have been, whatever it is. But these things are getting hammered. Now, listen, don't go out there, and I don't want you guys to think, oh, you know what, Facebook, they deserve it. They're in scrutiny. They came out with Meta, whatever you want to, whatever it is. That's not your problem. Your problem is you're not an analyst. You want to analyze something? Analyze where the buyers and sellers are. Just keep it super simple. Now, knowing these huge orders and responsibilities, this is what creates these things from moving. All right. So now you heard about level 3. Let's get to level 4. Now, I know I mentioned one of you earlier. If you attend my YouTube channel, we are going to be showing you some level 4s on Thinkorswim. You're going to see it in our trading room. I'm going to do a couple of videos on that. But let's look at level 4. Okay. Now, what is level 4? Level 4 is a platform which is going to show it to you on a heat map. And not only that, but we were just looking at one exchange. Level 4 is more aggregated exchanges where you get to see the New York Stock Exchange, Archipelago, the ICE exchange, like all these exchanges. And it's going to aggregate even more. So what we just saw, 100 times more data on level 2 to level 3. Now you're going to see over 1,000 times more data. Now you're going to see more orders around everywhere. And not only that, but you're going to see on a heat map. Now, if you look over here, looking at this stock right here, and look at this, 100,000, 13, 109,000, 105. Look at all that red. This guy's been out there for 15 minutes. All buyers. Look what ended up happening. Buyers are still out there after 10:30. Stock goes from $1.60. Now it's at $1.16. Buyers are still showing up. You see that little red scene? Look at 93,000 share buyer. Stock literally ran in a matter of less than an hour. Now you went from $1.05 to $1.25. I mean, that's 20 cents on 1,000 shares. I mean, look at the red. Look at the buyers. They're still out there. They're actually bidding it up, even bringing it up even higher. But a chart doesn't tell you that. An indicator doesn't tell you that. Level 4 does. Red are buyers if it's below these bulls. It also could be sellers. That just shows you comparison, the heat, how much orders are out there compared to every other price level. Here, hopefully this answers your question, Will. Look at this right here. Looking at VXRT. Look at this order right here. This guy's been out there since a little bit past 9:30. He just showed up, right? And here's the stock trading roughly around 9:58. And you could see how the stock literally went from 9:58 in a matter of, I don't know, a couple of minutes, shot all the way up, and then it hit this price of $9, right around $10. And not only that, but you had roughly almost a 500,000 shares. 500,000 shares looking to be sold at $10. And guess what? It hit it, it came back down. It hit it, it came back down. I mean, I don't know how many shares he probably sold, but that is what we call a brick wall. Okay? Guess what? The guy got done. He got executed. Would you ever think that someone would buy $500,000 shares of a $10 stock? What is that, $5 million? You see the order right here, he got filled. So what is that? Once you thought it was a supply, damn, somebody wanted to buy it. Now it's a big demand. And that's why the stock ran from $10 all the way to $10.60. Even took this guy out at $10.50 for $13,000, and it's still going higher. You understand? So can big block orders get executed? Absolutely. But let somebody else figure it out. Okay, Ralph has a question, but level 2, level 3, and level 4 show only passive buys and sell limit orders. We need to see the aggressive market orders to consistent. Well, listen, Bill, I know what you mean by that. I'm going to show you this live in the market. Okay, you need to see this actually happening and coming to fruition. Listen, anyone could show a nice PowerPoint. It looks very simple when you're watching at a screenshot right here, and I can manipulate it happening. But when you watch this live, you're going to be, holy crap. After all that work, after all that time, this makes perfect sense. And you know what? I had a student of mine, Bill Marcy, I think I was from Wisconsin. He's like, Fausto, I wish I met you 5 years ago. He's like, I spent so much money on training, and I thought I'd learn all these 1,000 indicators, but your KISS method is simple. And I said, well, the reason why is this is how Wall Street market makers trade, because I was one of them. I don't know about the other people are, but this is what we do. And technology got a little bit better, and the data is available. Now, I don't want to go off the beaten path, because I know the next question someone's going to ask me, does this work for any other exchange? Yes. It works for cryptocurrency. It works for futures. You could see those orders. It even works for options, I believe. But I only specifically work on stocks. Okay. Will says, I love the graphical data. Will, you haven't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen nothing yet. Okay. So the big thing is this. You have to know how to play the game of trading. You got to remember, these people don't care about you. They don't care you blow up your account. It's not their problem. Remember, they're there to win. They're not there to lose. You see, trading is such a big failure rate. And I've trained hundreds of thousands of people over the years. Did they all take my classes? No. Sometimes it's not their style, and that's okay. But there are people out there that are like, oh, let me try it. Let me do it myself. Let me figure it out. You know what? I got an idea. Anyone have any kids? Anyone that didn't take who's ready to drive? Why don't you take your driver's license? Why don't you take your keys, give it to your son and daughter, okay, who never took a road test, never taught him how to drive. Let me know how he does. Now, and I know driving is not that hard once you're driving it. But are you going to give the keys to them without teaching them? Well, guess what? I'm not going to do that. I don't want you to do that. A lot of you are making things complicated. You're reading books. You're watching everything on YouTube. You're professional free takers. Stop pretending and just do it right the first time, and you could have a great career in trading. But the easiest way to do it is just following the money. Now, what I want to do is this. I told you I want to show you the live. Here's your opportunity. I started the first trading room online, and I want to invite every single one of you to come. I want you to see us trade in the market. And I want you to see how we find these stocks, seeing these iceberg orders, having that game plan, where to get in, where to get out, knowing how to have your platform set up properly. I would rather you see it first before you make your first trade. Let me tell you something. Our biggest thing is this. We don't teach you how to make money. We're going to teach you how to stop losing it. That's everybody's problem. We don't brag. We don't talk about money. We don't like egos. We're not the Wolf of Wall Street, okay? We're all grown-ups that are in the trading room. We just want to be able to live a better life and do this as a career. But you got to learn how to play the right way. And I want you to watch our other traders who we train and see how they do. So I know some of you here, came from YouTube. Some of you have been watching me over in videos, wherever it is. But what we do every day is we start at 9 a.m. We do a live audio broadcast, and we trade up until 10:30 in our trading. And then we come back at 2:30, and we trade the last hour and a half. So the trading rooms open up all day, but we do live commentary at those times between me and my instructors. And, and see how we trade and now how we get in and watch the traders, how we get out of trades and don't make stupid mistakes and, getting out together and taking profits and so on. But you got to know how the trading works. And not only that, but we have events that go on. Like today, we have something called Traders Talk. So we really take the time to analyze our traders' trades, see what they're doing wrong, and fixing them before you do it by making a mistake in the market. And not only that, we just made some really, I don't know how long you guys been around or you know me, but we just came out with some amazing tools. We even came out with an alert service. So when you guys register and come in my trading room, let's say you're at nighttime and you're like, I can't be there all day. That's great. We don't want you there all day. It's not a full-time job, but at least you'll be able to keep in touch with us. You could access our trading room right on your phone. Or let's say you're on the road and like your mark is down 800 points, or even today it was up like almost 400 points. You know what I mean? Like, let's see what they're doing in the trading room. Let me ask Fausto, hey, what do you think? What's going on with this stock? You can come and do that. That's the power of being part of cyber trading. And not only that, but listen to the great traders out there, how we changed their lives. These are the people that, believe me, they want you to learn, because what we're looking for is we want to teach people how to trade so you could trade with us together. See, we're not the company where we're just going to trade you and you're going to go out there and say, okay, pay us $1 gazillion and go figure out on your own. And here's our 800 hours of videos. We don't do that. Okay. That doesn't work. You need to be part of the team and you got to trade with them. And you get to meet all these wonderful people. Will, you're going to watch it for one whole week in our trading room. We're going to have that. Right now, my goal is this. I can't teach you how to be a trader in 30 minutes. I actually have to run because my son is doing his first wrestling match, but that's coming up soon. And I would love to sit here all day and teach you guys, but listen, you need to see it live in the market. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. And this is why Cyber Trading University has been endorsed by almost every brokerage firm in the industry. And I know a lot of you guys do your homework, and I recommend you do. And you'll see, go look us up on Google, 5-star rating. Look us up on the Better Business Bureau, A+ rating. They don't lie. Don't read those fake, what do you call them? Extortionists websites, okay? I don't know. One day I heard somebody come up to me and says, Fausto, I heard something really bad about you. Somebody told me at the article about, what's the website? About XYZ. Oh, the extortionist? Why don't you go on the Better Business Bureau? Try to pull a fast one on them and see what they do. Why don't you call up Tastyworks and talk to Tom Sosnoff? Why don't you call TradeStation, Thinkorswim, Charles Schwab? Believe me, they do background checks on us. They would never have us do presentations for them. And by the way, if you're ever going to learn from somebody, make sure they're being endorsed by brokerage firms. So this is what we're going to be doing, okay? I don't know who you are, where you came from, but we want to give you full access to our trading room and our classes for one whole week. And all I'm asking for is a $9 fee. That's it, $9. Now, you're probably looking at this and be like, all right, what's the catch? That sounds pretty cheap, okay? No, listen, the $9, and by the way, we're not going to charge you a week later. We're not going to try to scam you like some other people that you can't call. All we're asking for is to tell us who you are, and we'll show you the professionalism. You'll talk to our staff. You'll be able to do walkthroughs, everything. And guess what? If you're not happy, I'll give you $9 back. And this is what you're going to get. The trading room, the pre-market trading, a Q&A session, pro workshops, traders talk library, all for $9. And guess what? If you're not happy, I'll give you money back. Listen, I'm looking for traders I could train. That's what I'm looking for, okay? You take us seriously, we'll take you seriously. And as a bonus, I'm going to throw something else on top of that. If you register right now, I will actually do the first 20 people that register, I'll give you a coaching class. Okay? That's right. I'm actually will talk to you on the phone, me personally, and you know and I know. And for the people aboard training, you probably never spoke to the owner. You wish like, wow, I spent $2,000, $3,000 with XYZ company and LA Game News. I can only talk through email. We don't do that. Okay? That's why we have a good reputation. But it's all going to start with $9. So click on that link right there right now. Register. Make sure you fill out that questionnaire. Let us know a little bit about you. And once you make your appointment, talk to education advisor. If you want to start on Monday next week, you want to start tomorrow, it's up to you. We don't care. We don't mind. Now, Arnold, regarding about the PAT rule, don't worry about that right now, Arnold. Okay? That's the least of your problems. Okay? Are you worried about that or are you worried about $9? Okay? Because you could still swing trade. And I get people that look at that and they look at that the PDT rule and they're worried about, oh, but that's why I trade options. Don't get caught up on that. This is just black and white. That's the way I look at it. All right? So any other questions? That's right, Mark. More eyes to scan in the market. If you can get what we're teaching now and you're in my room, then you're going to continue with us. And then we'll worry about, how we could coach you and all that. But right now, just make a small investment. It's cheaper than buying a cup of coffee in Manhattan, honestly. Any other questions? Well, we don't want you to do any trading, none of that stuff, okay? Don't do any trading, don't do any of that. We just want you to watch. That's it. Just watch. We don't make any recommendations. We don't do any of that. Just watch. All right? Any other questions? All right, listen, I got a bunch of people that just registered. A couple of shout outs really quick. I got Mike from Chicago, just got your registration. I got James from California, just got your registration. Welcome aboard. Who else I got here? Cindy, just got your registration from New York. Good. Yeah, just fill it out and get it done. So listen, you have to understand, fellow traders, trading is really not that complicated. You just got to know how to play the game. And the thing is, if you just do a trial, find out the real truth about trade. Listen, trading, day trading specifically, I like to day trade because I like to sleep at night. But there are people like, oh, I heard it's too risky, this and that. Don't believe what you hear. You can make your own decisions. Maybe that person was not day trading, he was swing trading. Maybe he got involved and was listening to picks from someone else. We don't do that. We teach you how to think for yourself. And that's what it's all about. Okay? All right, traders. So listen, when you log out, there's one last video you're going to be able to watch of me at the NASDAQ Center doing the presentation. Go out there and review it. And in the meantime, thanks for watching. I'm going to go because I'm going to go watch my son go play, do his first match in wrestling. I'll tell you how he did tomorrow. And in the meantime, thanks for watching. And listen, look forward to see you. And if you don't continue with Cybertrade University, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe you're not ready. But just remember, you have to learn before you can earn. And go out there and learn from different mentors and find the one that's right for you. Make sure you spend a little bit of money doing that because free trials don't really work. Find what to get connected, get involved, and go from there. You're more than welcome, Mark. I appreciate it. Will, thanks for watching. Great questions. Mike, Alan, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you all in the trading room. Thank you very much. Have a good one, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day.